Guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Michael. No, welcome back to the channel. I don't need to reintroduce myself. Any YOLO have missed me. Yeah, sorry for the MIA. I'm here with another entertaining video. This video can be entertaining because looking back in the past, you'll be like, we made this mistake. I'll be going back to my 2020 journal. I'll react to all my trades and my journal, all my notes I took in 2020. And also, I will be reacting to my blown accounts in 2020. I have them in my FX book. Then, I don't even know whether you guys still use my FX book, but then we usually track our accounts in my FX book. And I'm very glad I did that. So even I don't even have the MT5 logins again of those accounts because it's been 5 years. Basically, it's been 5 years. So, but right now, I can get to my Facebook and show you guys blown accounts and the mistakes and everything. So, stay tuned. Let's get to it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, drop your comment section. Drop your thoughts about this. Drop your experience about this. Like, drop your 2 cents about this video, about your lost account. RIP to those lost accounts, RIP to those lost money. Drop all your thoughts in the comment section and let's get to it. This whole journal is very nostalgic. This was my first ever journal in trading. This was my first ever journal because I used Notion for my first ever journal. So I had started using it in the last quarter of 2020, and this way how my was like. I had this. I shout out to Hana FX because it was Hana FX I got this whole template from. Yeah, so let's get to December of 2020. Yeah, this was December of 2020. So this was how my journal was basically. I had my pairs, I had the position, I had the stop size, I had the open, I had the close, I had the profit or loss, I had also the style. The style. I don't even know why this shit can't move. I don't know why. Okay, it can only move like it has to come down. Yeah, I had the style like this. Okay, this is how I had it. I had my style, I had the pattern, I had the confirmation, and also had the take profit. You guys are going to permit me for this whole stuff being like this, honestly. Risk to reward, take profit, confirmation, pattern, style, and everything. So let's go through it. 2020. It's very good to have journal. Like you grow into it. So this was okay. Let's open this pair. Pound Aussie. So each of them is like a page. Sorry, you open it, and yeah, this was Pound Aussie. You can see the trade was in December 8th, 2020. We've been trading on December 8th, 2020, and we had the confirmation as Doji. I can't believe that for me to enter a trade, I had Doji as just my confirmation. I know I had daily body to body level. Yeah, this is when I started trading. I was trading Astro FX then. Yeah, I was using their strategy basically. And my take profit was 56 pips, my 15, pretty decent. And I had this whole thing, screenshots, um, screenshots, my forecasting. Most times you might not see anything yet because sometimes when I enter trade, I don't like have the forecasting or entry. I don't used to put pictures most of the time. I just put it out. This two stuff was very hard for me to meet up. But I had this ASR, what trade was congruent to my plan, what happened after it. I was not even really consistent with writing all this, but with time, I became consistent. Let's get to the next one. GBPU, Euro AUD. By this was a loss. Doji bullish, bullish engulfing pattern, daily body to body, 96, take profit, and this was a loss. Okay, I just pray. Okay, I can find a screenshot. I want to really show you guys how my trading was in this year. So this was how my trading used to be. You can see I traded with moving averages. I was trading with moving averages. I was trading with actually moving averages. I was also trading with support and resistance. You can see here I was trading with basically support and resistance. There's this ranges and all black chart. This was how my chart was. This is how my chart is currently right now. This was the loss. Went down pretty lows. Then I had I'm trying to okay, look at my ASR easy here. I was like, yes, it was congruent to my plan. What happened after the trade was closed? The pair continued to the initial trend. What did I learn from the trade? Nothing actually. It was a loss. What split face were in a downtrend. So it was just that this was how my journal were like. I was taking a lot of trade. It is something you could very like notice in this period was that I was taking a lot of trade. In 1 month, I'm having like how many counts? 16 trades. 16 trades in 1 month. That was a lot for me back then. So like I was not really a fan of 50 trades. I was also trading gold. I think this gold was a profit trade, was a profitable trade. I said, yeah, the profit trade because it started profit. So this was how it was. Forecasting, have my exit. Keeping up with the screenshots was really really hard. So this was how my trade were. Support and resistance basically. That's what I was trading around this period of time. Like you can say this funny enough with this strategy, I did a lot with this strategy. Like I did a lot with this strategy. So USD card, I just train on support and resistance. I find the support, comes to resistance, I trade it down. That's what I was basically doing in 2020. My FS book, I'm going to show you guys my corner. This my corner, I think this was the first one I linked to my first account. No, I don't think it's my first account, but we'll go through it. Yeah, this was like one of my first account. You can see then I was using XM. I was using XM broker. Then XM. This was the only broker that could take me then because I was not up to 18. I was in MetaTrader 4, you can see that it's real, right? And yeah, this was my first this thing. But what you can notice right now is don't look at this balance and distance, this deposit. This deposit is the total deposit I had in this account. Like I was adding $50, $40, $20, just different things, but it summed up to almost $400. Yeah. Then my withdrawal was $388. Kind of like this was a very, very wise. I don't even know. If you calculate the loss, let me even do the maths. The loss on that account was $8. Basically, it was $8.808. That's what I lost in this account. So if you notice what I was doing, look at my withdrawals. Okay, look at my withdrawals. I was like, if I win, I take out my position. If I win, I take out my position. I didn't like, let's say a day now, I just win a little bit. I withdraw in my profit. I win, I take out my profit. But this is what I was doing. There was the time I was facing a lot of losses. You can see I was facing a lot of losses here. Then tried taking up my account and I withdraw everything. This was yeah, I used this account in 2020. Exactly in 2020. This was my first account. In September 2020, I had minus 1.43, I had 3.28. I had a very big losing month here. November, I was like, I needed to over risk. I don't even know what happened, but you can see my little wins. And December, I tried making 2% up. And yeah, I can't go through all these trades right now because you can see withdrawing $16, $61. Um, let's go. You can see withdrawing $5, $1. Okay, look at when I deposited again, $34, $17. Yeah, I was just depositing and I was withdrawing. Look at when I withdrew $50. Like I make profit and I withdraw. I don't even know how I was just doing it, but I was just in and out, in and out. But with that strategy, here this was my total gain, 19.38. But I didn't lose. I lost only $8. So what I was doing was that I was withdrawing and I was, you know, trading. I withdraw, I trade, I trade. But generally, this account I over leveraged in November, which was very bad. I don't know what came over. I don't even know what happened here in November. If I can go back to the journal in November, let's check November in the journal. Let's check November in the journal. Okay, November when I started journaling in December. So like that strategy I was using was what made me this like this. I wasn't profitable here, but at least I was making some decent amount of profit. Let's go. Let's check again. There was one I want to show you guys in 2021. This was my first account. Let's talk about this Mike MFF. This was my first prop firm. This was my first prof firm. This was FX Pig with MFF when they were using FX Pig. And in that strategy was the strategy I used to pass my first evaluation. This was my first ever evaluation. And you can see here, I was supposed to make 8% and I made $800 on this $10,000 account. And do you know one funny thing, guys? I go funded with this account. I go funded. Till 1 month I made. So it's in 1 month I made 8%. Yeah, 1 month I made 8%. As you can see back up. This one was one of my best accounts. You can see this was in 2021. This was in 2021. I can remember. This was in 2021 where I made 360. God, this I was trading that same strategy. I was trading that same strategy. Look at guys, I'm using my Facebook. Like these accounts, I don't even have them on my phone again. I connected them long ago. Last time this was updated was 2021. You can see that was the last time I logged into this account. Okay, I don't even have the details again. So I have to start going back to my brokers, and my brokers delete accounts that are not usually active. But I grew this account from I think I deposited $40, but I made a lot of profit. Like I think my profit was $123. My withdrawals, you can see my withdrawal was $270. This was the account I used to get my first profit. But look how this trade was. My trade was 137. I lost more than I won. My pips were this. Yeah, you can see. But what I want to show you guys is that with this strategy I've been using when I was starting, this was 2021. I started actively trading in 2020. My first account was in 2020, but in 2021 you can see that I made 196. I doubled my account, like I doubled my account, almost tripling it. But with what this strategy, this with my chat like this, with my chat like sorry, with my chat like this, with my chat like this, my chat like this, I need $196. So this profitability doesn't just come from how what kind of trades you take, like what kind of strategy you can make a lot with support and resistance. And I'll still tell you that, like I will tell you that for a fact, you can make a lot with support and resistance. And let's get to this um Joe Mike. I had a lot of accounts. These are not even all my accounts. This is the one I could link. Then look at this one. Okay, this is my account. Real John Mike XM 500. You can see this was also in 2021. This was in 2020. Okay, this was in 2020 when I say I had a deposit of $725 in this account. And I didn't just deposit once. This was one thing with this account. I didn't deposit once. But this one I was growing my account pretty well. I grew my account to a max of 32%. I grew my account to the max of 32% once I started losing. And this whole losing stage is a stage where like I usually talk about, like you get to a point where you start making a lot of gains and you have this euphoria and you start losing and you start losing and you just start losing. And I think I blew this account to like I blew this account to 8%. You can see if you get back to my 2020, you can see how I grew the account from 3.28 15% in November and I lost 23% in December. You can see like I made withdrawals of $42 was the big withdrawal I made. I think my withdrawals were like I was making money actually. I was withdrawing $40, $38, right? I lose when I start losing. I take out I was withdrawing $8, I was withdrawing $42. I was withdrawing a lot of money from this. Okay, I deposited 183. I think I took out 40 and 143 again. I don't know. But a lot happened that time. But yeah, this was this same thing. I lost 10. Generally, the net loss I had in this account was $10. But I was also doing this thing. When you're a beginner, you don't just want to lose a lot of money in the market. What you just keep doing is put in, put out, put in. So it's not like I deposited 725. Those are the total deposit, and the total withdrawal was 721. So I was kind of like in breaking. But here is you can see my drawdown here. My biggest drawdown was in December, 30.4. You don't understand. You get to this point where you're making a lot and you start having euphoria and everything, and you keep losing. But in general, like this was how my 2020 and 2021 trading was before, you know, You can see it's a lot of trial and errors. You can see a lot of live accounts. Okay, a lot of live accounts and real. This one I blew my this one I blew itself. Like I think I blew it. I redrew I blew it, I blew it, I blew it. You can see I think does this thing this thing I think it means I don't know, it's I blew this account. I blew this account. I can't really remember. I can't really remember, but I think I blew this account. Total deposit 744, withdrawal 720. I didn't. Why the withdrawals and the deposits like this? Because probably in a week when I make a lot of money, right? I withdraw my profit ASAP. I withdraw it was a live account, so if I make profit, I withdraw my profit. I don't even care if I'm in the negative. You get me? I withdraw my profit. But I brought this account from drawdown 50% drawdown. I brought it back to 31%. I don't even know what happened. You can see. I think this is a withdrawal. I don't even know, but I don't even know. This is a withdrawal, but I don't even know. But what I'm just trying to tell you guys is this was how it was. This was how it was. And I think this was a withdrawal. Yeah, this was a withdrawal. This was a withdrawal. I didn't blow the account. This was a withdrawal. I don't know, but this was a withdrawal. But yeah, this is how my trades were in 2020 and 2021, and my trading journal in 2021 and 2020. I hope you guys can. So, guys, that was it. My journal to my FS book. That kind of trading. What was the kind of result in my trading? What was the result like in trading? I showed you guys. So, like, I want you guys to understand that it's less of the strategy actually, but it's more of the mind. Then I just started. But I've grown more in the mind, I've grown more in discipline, I've grown more in understanding the nature of risk management, I've grown more in understanding the nature of euphoria, I've grown on to understanding what it means to actually be in a losing streak and what it means to actually be in a winning streak. So I hope this video directly should even go into the beginners, guys are just starting. So you should be expecting this kind of things that you should be expecting. So it's not like you come and start making $1 million. It's not possible. It's not possible. If you make $1 million in your first trade of trading, in your first year of trading, you will lose 5 million the next year. That's the saddest thing. That's the true story. I'm sorry. But I hope this video was helpful. Hit the like button. Yeah, I hope I'll catch you guys in my next one. Safe.